many leaders avoid the difficult conversation. They outsource communication and they move on too quickly. And here's the truth. When we skip the emotional accountability, we lose trust. And for female leaders, especially in mid and senior roles, these decisions can feel even more isolating. Why? Because according to McKinsey's Women in the Workplace report, women leaders are twice as likely as men to be navigating the emotional labor at work, holding spaces, caring for teams, absorbing unspoken tensions, and yet they're also more likely to be held accountable for how others feel in uncertain situations. Welcome to the Future Ready Leader podcast, where we explore the strategies, the mindsets, and the innovations that are shaping leaders like you for tomorrow. I'm Afsheen, Executive Leadership Advisor and CEO of the Phoenix Coaching Company, and I'm here to help you amplify your leadership impact, navigate change with confidence, and create lasting growth in your organization and in yourself. Each episode will dive into leadership insights, real-world experiences, and transformative ideas to help professionals like yourself unlock your full potential. So if you're ready to future-proof your leadership and inspire meaningful change, let's get started. Welcome to the Future Ready Leader podcast. I'm your host, Afsheen, the founder of the Phoenix Coaching Company, where we help leaders lead with clarity, with courage, and with care. Today's episode touches on something many of us are seeing more and more often in the headlines and behind closed doors, layoffs. But I'm not here to talk about numbers or spreadsheets. This is about people, and most importantly, about leadership integrity in the moments that test us most as leaders. According to a 2024 report from Challenger, Gray and Christmas, layoffs in the tech, finance, and retail sectors surged over 40% compared to the previous year. And while the economic data dominates news cycles, what you'll often find missing is the emotional data. Because when layoffs happen, the focus is typically on cost savings or restructuring. But those who stay, and many of those who lead, the ripple effect feels human. Survivor's guilt, quiet disengagement, erosion of psychological safety. How a leader shows up in these moments defines more than just the culture. It defines credibility. Layoffs not only impact those who leave. A 2023 Harvard Business Review article highlighted that post-layoff survivors often experience a 20% drop in productivity and a 41% decrease in job satisfaction. Not because they necessarily disagree with the decision, but because of how it was handled. And many leaders avoid the difficult conversation. They outsource communication and they move on too quickly. And here's the truth. When we skip the emotional accountability, we lose trust. And for female leaders, especially in mid and senior roles, these decisions can feel even more isolating. Why? Because according to McKinsey's Women in the Workplace report, women leaders are twice as likely as men to be navigating the emotional labor at work, holding spaces, caring for teams, absorbing unspoken tensions, and yet they're also more likely to be held accountable for how others feel in uncertain situations. This is where burnout festers. This is where resentment grows. And this is where many high-performing women begin questioning, can I keep leading like this? Join us at our upcoming workshop, Women Who Thrive and Lead in Uncertainty. Begin to create your fully realized self-engagement plan on July the 1st from 12 to 1:30 p.m. Central European Time. This is not just another leadership seminar, it's a recalibration, because you won't be learning to push harder. We'll keep you and we'll help you reconnect with your leadership clarity, and you'll walk away with a personal blueprint, strategy to set aligned boundaries, and the language to lead with integrity, even when the terrain is uncertain. Because resilience, it isn't about endurance, it's about alignment. If you're a leader who has had to make difficult calls this year, or if you're simply trying to stay human in a system that often feels like it isn't, I want you to know that you're not alone. Layoffs are sometimes necessary, but integrity is always in your own hands. So choose that path that remembers that people matter, that the how of layoffs matter, and that the impact of your leadership is not just measured in the output, but also in how others feel in your presence. Just recently, Microsoft laid off 6,000 employees, including its director of AI, someone who actually helped make the company a thought leader in the AI space. After long tenured engineer, another long tenured engineer who made TypeScript 10 times faster was also part of the cut. And so this is not unique. We've seen layoffs this year at Amazon, at Meta, at Salesforce, at Klarna, and many of the same patterns will repeat and do repeat. These decisions may make business sense on a spreadsheet, but they're always personal in practice. So what can you do? So if you are navigating layoff, restructure, or even personal uncertainty, here are 3 places to begin. First of all, pause before reacting. What do I mean by that? Well, why not ask, what's the emotional temperature in my team? And perhaps also, what conversations haven't happened yet? Second, practice reflective leadership. So use tools like our leadership vitality scorecard or personal check-in when you're leading on autopilot, and prioritize connection. Reach out to one person today who you think might be feeling unseen. Don't wait for the perfect language. Your presence matters more. Remember that even though you may not be able to change the what of layoff, you have control over the how. And if you want to go further, join me and other experienced female leaders in the Women Who Thrive workshop, where you'll gain a self-engagement plan, language for setting values-based boundaries, and a toolkit for leading with clarity, not just in compliance. Because leadership in uncertainty doesn't require perfection, but it does require honesty and integrity. So until next time, thank you for leading with clarity and with care.